Hi, Mr. Gordon, Grant Putnam here. Um, when you're gonna do the tree trimming, I'll clip up all these limbs overhanging your evergreens here too, going all the way down the driveway when the tree truck comes. This side as well. Okay, so this way you maintain some density of the shrubs on this side. Okay, so like you said, you had some rhododendrons down here, Pachysandra. You might want to fill more Pachysandra in the future to fill some of these gaps. You got a lot of hemlock trees through here which need to be treated. Like I said, some of the trees in the back have hemlock woolly adulgid. That green Japanese maple, you should probably end up transplanting that. That's going to grow 15 feet wide. So in the next couple of years, you should move that. Spirea don't get enough sunlight there. That's why they're not doing well. Requires, staking and tying a lot of these perennials that are falling over. The Bloodgood maple has to be trimmed back probably once or twice a year. The 3 heritage riverbirds have to be trimmed back constantly. Dwarf boxwoods that would eventually turn into a hedge. You're not going to be able to keep them in this ball shape anymore, so just something I think you should actually work towards. Dragon Lady hollies look good. Low blue spruces look good. Mugo pine is fine. Colorado blue spruce doesn't look that healthy. So eventually, again, you might end up replacing that. The Spirea can be cut back now. You can get them both to rebloom. All the moppied hydrangeas look fine. Probably require a little bit of teetering and trimming. Tree hydrangea has to be cut back just a little bit in the top where it looks kind of funny. Shape it a little bit. Like I said about the lawn, you have to seed it twice a year, spring and fall, to get it to really come in the shady areas. That's probably a very compacted area there, so that's one area roughly 5 by 5 that should be probably put some new soil in there. Dogwood tree should be trimmed back. You need deer spray here. Some of the plants are eating the deer. All the white pines should be trimmed. You mentioned that the tree company is going to cut back a lot of these limbs, these overhanging limbs, but these white pines should be trimmed now. The 2 shadblow trees should probably come out and put in something else in that's going to look better in the shade over here. Same thing here. Here's another, call it 10 foot by 5 foot area, compacted soil. That should be reseeded this fall and replace the topsoil. Remove that plant in the corner, put in another plant that's going to do better in the shade and give you more interest. Okay. When these trees are removed, you might consider putting in more of these Annabelle hydrangeas, starting there and stretching down to maybe that pot over there. So that's roughly about 70, 80 feet of distance for Annabelle hydrangeas. Here's more Annabelles over here. Could be a water issue there. That's why the boxwood's not doing well. That boxwood should probably be replaced roughly 26 inches by 26 inches. Those 3 are not doing well either. So I have to look in to see what the deal is with that. Perhaps a different plant in there will work better in the dense shade. Okay. We talked about removing the ground cover here and adding more vinca through here, which I think will look better. Okay, that's roughly 20 foot by 3 foot area. Again, all these birch trees are coming down. Stumps are going to have to be ground down as part of the tree service. During the winter, really trimming back some of these cherry trees. There's 2 in the backyard, 1 and 2. Trimming those way back to reduce their size. Install drainage, roughly about 25 feet on this side to protect these boxwoods. Some of these boxes are not going to do well. Even like the last 5, I would say you almost want to sacrifice them and put something else back here. Remove this 1 cherry tree. End up putting in more white hydrangeas. Say about 10 more of those white Annabelle hydrangeas back in this area. Remove all the purple perennials here that are growing too tall. Cut back those boxwoods roughly by a foot early next spring. Take out all the irrigation, which I believe is probably spraying into some of the plants. That's why some of them are not looking good. That box was planted too low. That has to come up and perhaps replace it. Again, something that's about roughly 32 inches wide, about 27 inches tall. Okay. And the other thing I would think about is this is a pretty prime area. I would consider putting more of those white hydrangeas up here too, because you see it from entertaining. That'll look really nice if you get some taller white hydrangeas to grow behind the fence here. And here, you have to get the smaller lawnmower in here to cut this lawn area.